Okay guys, so I'm here with Patrick. He's the home inspector. We are starting in the basement because that is the primary area that needs some attention. Other than that, he'll go over the other findings inside the house. It's also raining cats and dogs here. Welcome to Western North Carolina and the temperate rainforest that we live in. But at this point, I'm going to let Patrick just talk about what he's found in the basement and what things we need to follow up on.
Yeah, so if you can see over here, these are structural cracks. These are vertical cracks, which typically aren't as concerning as horizontal cracks because it doesn't indicate as much movement laterally with the wall. But anytime we see a crack this size, we always recommend having a structural engineer to further assess all the foundation walls. So there's one crack here, and then there's another one on this part of the wall. This one's a little bit smaller, but I would still have an engineer look at that one. And then the smallest of the cracks, excuse me, over on this wall. So this is the left side. If you're facing the front of the house, this is the left side of the foundation, and that's the right over there. But you can see it continues down. I took a level to these walls. They looked good. The ones on this side, it showed a little bit of movement, but not much. And typically on houses that are built on a slope like that, you are going to see some movement in the foundation walls the first couple of years after construction. So this is not an uncommon thing that I find, but I would still recommend having a structural engineer look at these walls and get his professional opinion on that. The other thing that I noticed down here, you'll see some water intrusion signs, some stains on the walls here, and then over on this side as well. Just a couple of small areas where you see some water stains, and you never want to get water intrusion because over time that can put pressure on the walls. It's a very easy fix. You just fix the grading on the outside walls. Some of the grading sloped back towards the foundation, and just adding some dirt to pitch that grading away from the foundation is going to help dry out these areas. So it takes years and years and years, like 20, 30 years to really affect those walls, unless you had like a very, very steep negative slope, where in this case you do not. So that's an easy thing, but it will be in the report, and anything that I'm talking about with you will also be in the report. The rest of the stuff in the house is very minor, typical things that I find even in newer homes. A couple of the doors at the the top floor, they rub against the jamb when you close them, and sometimes that's because in the summertime with the humidity the doors swell up a little bit. So you could just wait until wintertime and see if it continues to do that, and then adjust the doors. You have a gas furnace system for your lower levels. So the lower two levels have a gas furnace and AC system, which is all working fine. I tested everything in the heat mode and cooling mode. And then the upper two floors have just a heat pump system. So that's electric, heat, and AC. So all that was working great. The filters were a little bit dirty. I would recommend just replacing those. The upstairs air handler in the master bathroom closet, it has a cover just like this one. I don't know if you can see it, but I took pictures of it if we can't see in the video. This cover doesn't seal off properly on the upstairs unit. This one does when I turn it on. You can hear it kind of whistling, which means it's still got air coming in. So you don't want any additional air and dirt and dust getting in there because that can damage the unit. But most of the stuff that you're going to see in my report is preventative maintenance stuff. You've got a crawl space over here. They encapsulated it. They put a really good vapor barrier. You've got insulation throughout all your floor system. Your water heater is over here. It's a 50-gallon tank. It's original from 2012, but it's only 6 years old, so that's good. And everything was working there. You've got the expansion tank, which is code now, so that's good that they did that. That alleviates the pressure in the tank. And then right here is your main water shutoff. If you ever had a leak in the house, you can just turn this valve perpendicular and that'll shut off the water in the house.
Where's the gas?
The gas meter is on the right-hand side at the exterior of the house.
Okay, and is there a turn off for that?
There's a meter, yeah, with a turn off. Yep, okay. And that'll be in the report as well. The roof looks good. I went up there on a ladder even though it was raining, but I'm brave enough today to get up there on a wet metal roof, but everything looks good. And then you have a flat roof on the top floor. which is also kind of like a balcony. It's got that rubber membrane, which is what you want to see on a flat roof. That's proper material. You don't ever want to see shingle on a flat roof because water can stand and it doesn't evaporate as quickly as on those white rubber membranes. Other than that, it's a really good house. I think there's nothing here that should make you guys walk away. I don't think anything scary. This is typical stuff I see in a home, even on newer homes. And I'm going to send that report later today. If you guys have any questions, you can give me a call.
Any electrical issues that popped up?
Just actually this light right here, you can see the fixture just needs to be screwed back into the junction box.
Okay.
So it's just hanging.
Okay.
You see the exposed wires. So.
Any plumbing issue pop up?
There was a couple of the stoppers in the sink. They're the push down ones. Some of them don't push down when you want to seal off the sink in the bathrooms. And the downstairs guest bathroom sink drains a little bit slowly. It could just have some hair in there or something.
Okay.
But all the other drains worked properly and there was no signs of any leaks.
Okay, you had mentioned that the outdoor compressor units are tilting slightly.
Oh yes, on the left-hand side of the house, if you're facing the front of the house, we're not going out there right now because it's pouring rain, but you'll see in my pictures the compressor units for your heating and air systems are out of level. So even if they're a little bit out of level, they should still be adjusted, because if they continue to kind of sag or dip down, that can put pressure on the copper coolant lines or the electrical lines. So you want to fix that before it gets any more out of level. So that'll be in the report as well.
Okay, and if they've got any questions about the inspection, can they call you?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yep. That's the best way to reach me.
Fabulous. Thank you, Patrick. Bye.
Bye.